Here on Wall to Wall Country with me, Casey. Got about 6 minutes after the top of the hour in the second hour of the show, and we've got some great music, some good new music coming your way here in just a second with my artist of the day, Mr. Nick Nichols. How the heck are you, Nick?
I am doing great. Casey. How are you doing?
I am doing pretty darn good myself. Glad to have you on the show. We always love it when we have the opportunity to speak to an artist in the music industry. You are a veteran of the industry, and we're going to get to all of that. We're also going to get to playing some of your new music that you have out there and find out all about you.
Okay.
You've got quite the repertoire of things going on right now, and we're gonna try to touch base on a whole bunch of that stuff. And Nick, before we get into that, my artist, my listening audience may or may not have identified with you quite yet. So why don't we step back in time just a little bit? I know you have some great accolades under your belt, which I'd like to get to. But first and foremost, Tell us a little bit about Nick Nichols, where you hail from, and how you got to where you're at.
Oh, Lord.
In the short version.
From South Carolina. I traveled back and forth to Nashville for years and years after I graduated college from Clemson University. And, things just never worked out as far as moving up here. And had some elderly parents I took care of. And then about 7 years ago, I actually made the move to Nashville. I still go back and forth, but I spend most of my time here. And as a songwriter, you just about have to be here. As an artist, you have to be here. So I've been traveling up and down the weary road for a long time.
But you've got some great accolades underneath your belt. You're a CMT country artist. You're a singer, a songwriter. You've got some great things going on. You've opened for some pretty significant people in your time frame. Any one of those people really stand out? Any of them really one of those people who you're like, man, that's the cat's meow right there?
Yeah, T.G. Shepherd was a great guy. I mean, he was just absolute super nice guy, and we really enjoyed working with him. I've heard him several times live when he was touring with the Oak Ridge Boys. We've had some great acts we've opened for. I mean, Gene Watson, some of the older country acts. One of my favorite ones was O.B. McClinton. He was quite a card, and he was a really great guy. And we've opened for Dixiana. Dixiana was on Stony Epic back in the 90s, and I have one of my best friends, Randall Griffith, as keyboard player for them, and so we've not known Randall for years and been singing demos for him when they got their deal. So it was a lot of fun being able to work with those guys. Yeah,
I got to tell you, I've had the opportunity to speak to Gene Watson a couple of times, and people like Lee Greenwood and some of those others. There's something to be said about country artists. They're always so cool and down to earth, no matter, if they've been in the industry for a year or if they've been in the industry for 20, 30, 40 years. I just love the country industry artists. They're always so really down to earth and willing to help you out and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are. Country music has been my forte. I write a lot of Christian music, obviously. I write some pop. I write some jazz. But, I'm living in Nashville, so I'm obviously where my heart is.
Right. Now, you've got some exciting things going on. You have a video out. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the High Cost of Loving is actually on CMT. I mean, I was a CMT artist on their web. I had been selected for quite some time, and then it's a really crazy story. I was actually playing in the praise band in church one Sunday morning, got a text message while we were playing, and I felt the phone go off on vibrate, and when I sat down for the sermon, saw a text that said, "Hey, man, I just saw your video," and, I didn't want to text during church, but I put back, "Yeah, it's on the web," and the guy sent me a thing. "No, I saw it on TV."
Nice.
And realized that they had placed it in rotation on CMT Network, which I told somebody, I said, "Yeah, I had a holy experience right there." Totally different nature right there in the middle of service.
Nice. But now, how did that come about? Now, is that one of the songs off your new album?
No, actually, that is a single. The new album right now, the only one that's out is the one that's on CD Baby and iTunes, Living in God's Grace. It's my first Christian album. I am actually writing and working on my first country album. Now, I actually have one, High Cost of Loving, that has not been released, and that's the title track of the album. But I wound up getting like 7 or 8 of those 14 songs cut by other artists.
Oh,
So I
geez.
put my own CD out.
Huh.
So I'm just sitting on those right now until we determine what the other artists can do with them. And then in the meantime, I'm already writing for the next album.
Okay. But people can track some of your music down, whether it's the Christian side or the country side, by a lot of the electronic services, the iTunes, the CD Baby, and all those?
Yeah, I'm on iTunes, CD Baby. You can find me on SoundCloud. I'm on Reverb Nation.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You can follow me there. I'm on Instagram. I'm on everything. You know, what I don't have officially is a website, but we're working on that. That is a project for this year.
Okay.
And a few other things that are coming out. I have written my first novel, and that will probably be out sometime this year as well. It's called I Am Music, the Story, and it's the I Am Music, the song that I wrote, which is actually the story of my musical career. It's just who I am.
Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. You're a busy dude. You're writing books and doing videos and recording all kinds of music. Man, you're a busy dude.
Yes, we stay very busy, and hopefully it's going to get even busier. We did last night. We're downtown. 4 of my songs are on a brand new Nashville artist album, Roddy McCarran, and he did his label showcase for Big Machine Records last night, and we're hoping he's going to get signed. If he does, I'll have 4 on a major label artist album.
Nice. Now, I also want to mention this, that if people are looking to kind of find you a little bit more, you are on the ReverbNation.com website. If they find J.K. Nichols, you have some of your songs on there on the Reverb Nation site.
I do.
Yeah.
There, and I'm also on SoundCloud as well.
Okay. So that's one way that they can kind of find you a little bit and get some information and track down some of your music. Give it a listen, figure out which tunes that they like, that you've got a bunch of them on there as well. So you're kind of like all over the place, man. All they have to do is pop your name in there, and they can find you, so, which is really cool.
Yeah, we've had a lot of play on terrestrial radio this year, and also I'm all over the internet radio, and all over the United States and overseas. I've got songs playing daily everywhere, so they're probably bound to catch up with me somewhere.
Yeah, awesome. Good job. Now, we were talking about some of the music that you have out right now, and you have 2 songs that I'd like to feature this afternoon. One of them, we had a really quick, brief conversation. The Other Side. Now,
yeah.
That's on an album, or is that just a single that's out, Nick?
No, that is actually from the Living in God's Grace CD. That is the second single from that.
Okay.
But the first single on Shine On Records.
Okay. And did you write that one?
I did write it.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that song? Where was your inspiration, and what does it mean to you?
That's a close song to the heart. I lost 2 really, really close friends with cancer. One was a lady who sang in a praise team with me for a number of years on a praise and worship group that I led. The other one was one of my old college roommates he and I have been friends for years, and I was actually with him when he passed away. He was my age, and that was very difficult. And the song is written in memory of them. It's kind of a look at your last days of what it's like, and you probably, what's going through your mind, just trying to capture that final moment before you reach eternity. Mm-hmm. And it was dedicated to their memory.
Oh, well, that sounds like an awesome thing. And I want to feature that song. So if you can hang in for just a few minutes, I really want to get to playing that so people can hear your music, and we want to play that song. But I just want to also touch base on something else, which I think is pretty cool, which it's actually on the the Reverb Nation area that you're on, a little something. I guess it's a video and a song that you and a partner wrote, a little something called Think Pink.
Right. Myself and Bob Pennington, who Bob was a former writer with Warner Chapel Music here in Nashville. That was that song was great. It's amazing how songs come and how you're inspired by certain little things that happen.
Right.
But I was supposed to write with Bob after church that Sunday, and I got up. We all get up first thing to do, we don't go to the bathroom anymore. First thing we do is we check Facebook, see what's going on. So I checked Facebook that morning, and a really good friend of mine who's a great singer, Ava Lee, she's done some work with us, and she's recorded a couple of our songs, and she's a great artist here in town. She was on Facebook asking for prayer for one of her really close friends who is suffering from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute I saw her picture that morning, 2 words came into my mind, think pink.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I got to Bob that afternoon, I'd written the first verse and part of the chorus, and he said, what are you working on? I said, let me play this for you. Played it for him. He said, oh, my God. He said, can I help you finish that? I said, that's why I brought it up here.
Mm-hmm.
So we finished writing the song, and then Nashville superstar Tammy Cochran cut the song, and it was released, and Susan G. Komen Foundation picked it up here in the Nashville area, and it became their theme song, and it's out to try to raise awareness and funds for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, especially in the greater Nashville area, to help make awareness and help treat breast cancer.
And then you guys went on and created a video for it?
We did. Actually, Bob did the video for that. He actually not only did the video for that, but he put together the video for Carolina Strong, which was written to help the disaster relief in my home state of South Carolina from the flooding and a lot of things. The state's been through a lot of issues, but most recently the flooding from Hurricane Joaquin.
Okay.
And he's excellent at doing that stuff, and he put the video together himself for this. Did a great job with it.
Well, maybe we'll get that song on for you, too, and just remind everybody what it's about. Now, when it comes to that particular song, Think Pink, is there a way that people can help out if they want to donate? Is it buying the song, or how can they help out the foundation if they'd like to?
Yes, it is buying the song. It's available not only on CD Baby, but it's available on iTunes, and it's available on Amazon.
Okay.
And you can go to iTunes, I would suggest, and you can buy it for 99 cents and download it. Okay. And it's a great, it's a great cause. The money goes to help cancer, to fight cancer.
Okay, and they can also catch the video. I'm seeing that it is on the Reverb Nation under your headline, your heading page.
It's on my music page too as well. They can see that one and all of my videos there.
Awesome. Nice. We might feature that one for you a little bit later on in the show, just to kind of remind people about that organization and how they can help out. And it's something that you were a part of course, and maybe we'll play that one too. But getting back to some of your more current stuff, I think something that we'd like to do is do the other side first. And again, people can find that off off the Living on God's Grace. Is that the name of the album?
That's correct. Living on God's Grace. Living in God's Grace.
And that's how they can find this particular song called The Other Side, and they can get their hands on that one as well through all the social medias and also off the Reverb Nation site. But one of the songs that we're going to feature here, can you just hang in there for just a little bit longer, Nick?
Sure.
Awesome. We're gonna play this song. It's called The Other Side. Give you a little taste of Nichols. And remember, you can track this guy down a couple of different ways. Big social media buff. He likes being on that. And you can ask him questions about his music and how to track it down. But we're going to have that song off of the Living on God's Good Grace album, a little something called The Other Side, coming up right after the break. Don't go anywhere. It's Casey speaking with Nick Nichols right here on Wall to Wall Country. Here's a little something from Mr. Nick Nichols off of his Living on God's Good Grace album, a little something called The Other Side. Very pretty song, Nick. I really liked it. Very pretty.
Thanks, Casey. Appreciate that.
Yeah. It tells a definite story. You can follow it. Makes sense. And I'm gonna throw a little assumption out here. I'm going to assume that when people hear that song, so many people can kind of connect to that. Do you find that they can connect with you through that song with the social medias or at your live shows?
I do. I've always been one to try to write from the heart. I mean, I tell people this, I love praise and worship music. I mean, sometimes lyrically, praise and worship music can be a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're speaking to an unchurched or a non-believing audience, or you have a non-believer in the audience. You have to relate to people. And I think sometimes music can get a little bit high, and what I mean by that is sometimes it can get a little bit too deep scripturally, especially for people that don't understand what you're trying to message to them.
Right.
So I think if you speak to people from the heart, and it's like God is bigger than the world. I think I try to put things in layman's terms so people kind of understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can reach them a little easier.
Yeah, and religious or not religious, the fact of the matter is people pass on one way or another.
That's right.
And some of the lines that you say in there about you enjoyed while you were here, I'm going to miss you too, and those kind of things. Whether you are a religious person or not, those are kind of like, truths. You were here, you had a life, you touched people's lives and all that. And what happens to you afterwards may be up for debate depending on your beliefs, but, those kinds of words I'm sure can touch just about anybody.
Yeah, you want it to be something that people can feel. I mean, if you're telling a story, it needs to be understandable.
Right.
And it needs to be something, and if you're trying to reach somebody, especially with a message, it needs to be something that they can feel in their heart.
Right. Well, I think that's a winner right there for you. I really like that song, and like I said, there's songs, people are going to interpret them the way they want, and I think
Exactly.
Religious and non-religious people can kind of associate with that song a little bit at the loss of a loved one, and
Exactly.
The audience for that one I'm sure is wide enough in itself for that. So congratulations on that song. It's a winner. I like it a lot, and
thanks a lot.
it's definitely in the rotation here on Wall to Wall Country. Hopefully people enjoy that. So tell Nick, you said you got a busy thing going on. You got a book out there. You want to tell us a little bit about that, just so people are aware that they can find something about a biography from you?
Well, it's coming out. I've basically finished it, but there's a couple of things that have happened since I finished the book that I want to include in it. So I've kind of been sitting on it for a couple of months. I expect it to be out at some point in this year. I'm actually working on 2 new albums along with that. So I'm working on a new Christian album as well as a country album.
Okay.
And I'm writing. I've already written most of the songs for it, but I'm still writing. Seems like I think I got it finished, and then I'll write something else that I like better than the last song. So it kind of gets put on hold. But the book is called I'm Music Story, and it's the story of my Christian walk, but it's the story of my life in music. And it's kind of cool because there's going to be songs referenced within the book that you'll be able to get with probably a download card, that you can hear the song and the impression that song made in my life at that particular point. Every song led to something that happened that moved me forward musically in my life.
Sure.
So it's going to be a little bit different. It's not just a read thing. You'll be able to, when you see a song reference, you'll be able to hear that song.
And people can kind of anticipate that getting out there. It's called My Music Story, and hopefully around the same time, you're going to get it out there on Facebook. Let people know where they can find it and get their hands on it.
Yeah, it will be. And it's the story that I wrote several years ago called I'm Music, and that was basically written as a touchstone in my life and music and who I am and what I'm about. And so I felt like I needed the words for this beyond the music. I am Music the Story. So this is an autobiography. I've completely written every single bit of it myself. I've still got a few things to add to it, but I'm about to be finished up with.
Okay, you got a little bit garbled there. I don't know if you moved, but go back to where you were. So
I said, but I Am Music the Story, and
that's better.
Almost finished, and it should be out a little bit, not too much longer, Alex. So there's a couple things I want to add to it.
Okay.
And finalize it. So we should be getting there pretty quickly.
That's good. Awesome. And you got some new music coming out. One of the other songs that we talked about a little bit off air is we've got one more tune that I'd like to feature. It's a little something. God is Bigger Than the World. Is this off the same album, or is this a single? Where's this? Where can people find this one?
No, this one has not been released as a single. This is actually on the Living in God's Grace CD.
Okay.
And you can, if you buy it from CD Baby or iTunes or Amazon, you can actually buy these individually. You don't have to buy the entire album you can buy as just a single.
Okay.
And it is downloadable off any of those sites. And but it's not been released. It's just another song that was passed along with the other side.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to feature that. If you can hang in just a few more minutes, we'll come back and round everything up, remind everybody how they can find you, things along that line. Got a few more minutes to get this next song in?
Sure, that's certainly.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to be back with Nick. Another song off of his CD that you can get your hands on through CD Baby, a couple other places, Living on God's Good Grace, another tune off of that album. That's what you want to look for. It's a little something called God is Bigger Than the World. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with a little bit more Nick Nichols right here on Wall to Wall Country and Penns Peak Radio. A little something from Mr. Nick Nichols and God is Bigger Than the World. Man, that is such a great little toe tapper. I'm sitting here, I'm bobbing my head.
Well, thank you, Casey.
I like it. I do. I like that one. And I think one of the things I really like about that song is you can hear your vocals in there. I really heard a great tone to your voice, and you know the content. Again, it's one of those things where a lot of what you were saying in there is day-to-day life. It gets crazy and you get overwhelmed and da-da-da-da-da. And somewhere along the line, people are going to have something that's going to be bigger that's going to help them through it. And I just,
exactly.
I loved it. I really did. And man, your vocals in there, they were very powerful in that one. I really like that one.
Thanks so much. I like to write up tempo stuff. That's always been fun. I mean, I love ballads, but I love writing up tempo songs.
Yeah. Well, you know, and if you're going to tap your toe to it and bop your head to it, puts a smile on your face, and you know, I mean, and sometimes that's really what people need is just to go, yeah, been there, done that, you know?
yeah, and it's got a positive spin. I always like to try to write with a positive spin.
Well, I think that's a good one as well. I really like it. And you know what? I really think I'm going to do that Think Pink song at the end of the show just to remind people this entire show gets recorded and we play it back on a Sunday morning for those who can't listen, maybe while they're at work or miss the interview, and the whole thing gets re-aired. And it's my way of reminding everybody at the end of my show about who you are and some of your music, and I think we'll close out the show with that Think Pink song, plus the fact that the proceeds go to a great cause. And try to get some folks listening in on Sunday morning. And you're more than welcome to post it that this entire thing will re-air on Sunday starting at 8 a.m. Eastern with the interview in the second hour. People missed it. They can catch it at that point.
Great. I sure will do that. Thanks a lot.
Well, Nick, it's been an honor and a pleasure chatting with you. I wish you all the best. You got a lot of things going on. And keep in mind, you got some new and exciting things. Have Mike get back in touch with me. We'll get you back on the show in a couple of months. You can tell us about the book and your new music. We always invite our artists back. And if you're ever up here in the state of Pennsylvania, you're also welcome live in the studios here, my friend.
We'd love to do that. That sounds great. Thanks so very much for having me, Casey.
Well, you're quite welcome. And again, you know, take care. Stay busy. You're doing a fine job. We appreciate it. We will close out the show with your Think Pink tune there. But anytime, feel free to get back in touch. And we'd love to have you back on the show. Good luck with everything, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. And thanks so much.
All right. You take care, sir.
You too. Bye-bye.